What up, though, fellas? Back at it again with another video. We improving every day. You see the title. Today we're going to talk about how to have good, quality, engaging conversations with women. You understand me? One really common thing that I hear from guys is that they know how to attract women. You know, they got their bait all together. They know how to react to cues and signals, and they know how to cold approach. They know how to exchange the contact info. They know how to get the woman out on the first link up or on the first date, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know how to use this when they're with the woman. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to use the mouthpiece to increase interest with the woman. You got to understand there's a difference between attraction and interest. You know, in the beginning, when y'all exchange contact information, all that was her being attracted to you. Now, after this point, you have to build the interest. You understand me? So we're going to talk about some things that I've practiced, developed, and realized that tools that I do and use to have good quality, engaging conversation with a woman. Conversation that, you know, ends with the woman emotionally investing in me. You know what I'm saying? Seeing me as someone she can trust with some deep information that she's not just going to tell anybody. You know, and we don't have these kind of conversations just to get information on a woman and, you know, keep it in store for later to manipulate her, whatever you might hear some other dudes say. We have these conversations to build a connection. You understand me? Because women rely a lot on trust. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the connection they have with men. And so if you want her to come back to you, you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys can hit it once and then never get a call back. You know, that's not hard. But if you want her to call back, you want her to text you again, you know what I'm saying? You have to build a connection. And the way you stand out from a lot of guys is being able to make an emotional connection with her. You understand me? Because women live up here. Women live up here and here, the heart and the mind. So if you can tie those together and she allows you, you know, to have a piece of those, then you in there. So we gonna talk about it. But first, we got to talk about 3 prerequisites that come before you get on a date or the link up, right? 3 things. Number 1, you have to go in with a no judgment mindset. No judgment mindset. Why do you need to have a no judgment mindset? Because if you do the right steps, you know, if you are masculine, you confident, you chill, you relaxed, and she is able to step out of her comfort zone around you because she trusts you with, you know, some deep information. I'll just say I've heard some pretty wild things from women that they've told me on, you know, very first link ups, very first dates. That's pretty heavy information. And if you are not in a judgment-free mindset, then you will subconsciously make remarks, gestures, facial expressions that express disapproval, that express that you're judging her critically. You know what I'm saying? As soon as she sees that you judging her for some deep information, she's going to backtrack because now she's thinking that you cannot handle these deep topics, these deep conversations. You understand me? Even though she thought you could. So that's 1, go in with a judgment-free attitude. Number 2, you have to be in the present when you are on the date with the woman or on the link up with the woman. You cannot be thinking about the future because what is that? That's called anxiety. You cannot be sitting there worried about what's going to happen after the date. You can't be worried about what she going to say to her friends about you. You can't be worried about if she going to want to have sex with you. You can't be worried about whatever else you might worry about going into a date. When you sitting at that table or you sitting at that park bench or when you walking with that woman, you need to be in the conversation, not thinking about the future, not thinking about the past. Only thing that matters is where you are and who you with at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's 2, be in the present. Number 3 is that you cannot be outcome dependent. You know what I'm saying? When you in the interaction, you have to be mission focused. Your mission going in, shout out to Cousin T-Talk, because he always says be mission focused at the end of his videos. You have to be mission focused going in. What is your mission? Your mission when you going out with this woman is to learn more about her. Your mission is to learn who she is, how she is, what she is, who she is. You understand me? Your mission is to get her to let the guard down. Your mission is to be masculine, to be solid enough that she trusts you with some information she won't just tell everybody. Your mission is to get an emotional connection from her. Excuse me. So now we got them three things: judgment free, stay in the present, be mission focused. So now we about to get into the meat of the video, what everybody wants to hear. What are the things you have to do to get all, that emotional connection, to develop that trust, to build that connection with a woman? What do you have to do in order for her to let that guard down, in order to disarm herself and, let you know some things that she won't just tell anybody, to make them emotional investments? Here's the thing, bro. It starts with your energy, right? Remember how I said you cannot be anxious. You have to be calm, collect, masculine, cool, confident, chill, laid back. Because if you are in your masculine, she is going to complement whatever behavior that you exhibit. Note I said not reflect, not mirror. She's going to complement whatever behavior that you demonstrate. Excuse me. So if I'm in my masculine, what complements the masculine? The feminine. So if I'm in my masculine, she's going to be in her feminine. That's easy bread, easy money. But if I'm sitting there nervous and I'm anxious, she's going to complement that. Now, I don't know what the complement to anxiety is, but it's not going to be what you want. She's going to be confused. She's going to be like, what is wrong with this dude? She's going to be questioning your masculinity and your confidence and who you are as a person, no matter how attracted she was to you beforehand when y'all first met. You understand me? So it all starts with your energy and your presence. You have to be cool and in your masculine and laid back, so that way she can be in her feminine. You understand me? And then when it comes to the actual conversation, you have to know how to progress in conversation. You understand me? It's all a progression. It starts up here and then you get deeper and deeper and deeper. You feel me? So when the conversation first starts, yeah, it's going to be some trivial things. It's going to be some, how was your day? And, where do you work? And, stuff like that. For the first, few minutes, it'll be like that. But as a man, you have to know when to steer the conversation in a different direction, because we as men, as the leaders, we direct the conversation. Here's one thing, bro. Women love to talk, but their comfort zone when it comes to talking is talking about miscellaneous and trivial things. So they'll talk to you about the cute dog they saw at Target, and how she was trying to make pancakes this morning, and when she tried to flip it in the pan, she missed it and made a mess. She had to clean it up. And she'll talk to you about stuff that don't matter all day long if you don't redirect the conversation. She's gonna follow your lead in the conversation. So you as the man have to take that steer from the beginning, that trivial stuff, to the stuff that actually matters, to the stuff that's gonna make her have introspective thoughts, have thoughts about who she is from the inside out, which is what's gonna bring out those emotional investments. So you gotta know when to transition into those conversations. Now, Chris, what is an introspective question? What's the question that'll get her thinking about herself and develop some larger conversations, some deeper conversations? One good example, that usually always works. If you're just a beginner, ask her, what's her favorite quality about herself? Just ask her that. As you get better, you'll be able to establish an energy where you can ask a deeper question earlier on. But if you just trying to develop the skill, ask her, what's your favorite quality about yourself? And then if she messing with you, if she feeling the vibe, she enjoying the presence, she'll give you some long answer, whatever it is. And then you follow up with it. Let's say you ask her what her favorite quality is. Then you would ask, who used to tell you that growing up? It was your mama, it was your grandma. Who used to tell you that was your best quality growing up? Because, most people, our favorite qualities of ourselves are usually things that were reinforced by other people, especially when it comes to women, things that other people told them growing up. So you could say, who used to tell you that? It was your mama, wasn't it? Or who used to tell you that? It was your grandma, wasn't it? And then she says, well, it was my grandma and my mom, because blah, 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 blah. And then I had an auntie on this side of the family who used to always say this and blah, blah, blah. And then my dad had a nephew who used to blah, blah, blah. And then my mom and my grandma, then, you get deeper. Okay, so it sounds like you got a real good, connection with your mom and your grandma. You know what I'm saying? What built that connection? Y'all were real close, when you were growing up. And then she started talking about that, you know what I'm saying? And then everything leads to something else. Now, it can't just be an interview. You not just only asking questions. You have to invest some of yourself into her as well. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, after every question, you want to say something that she can relate to. You understand me? So if she talking about her parents, let's say she had a dad who, wasn't always there physically, around in the house, growing up, but, she loved him, he was there in and out, but, he was there at least, and then, let's say that's the situation. I can relate to that. So I could say the same thing, or not say the same thing, but say something, that compliments it. I could be like, I could relate to that. My dad, when I was younger, he wasn't always there physically because, my parents, you know what I'm saying? But, over time, he always reached out to me. I always knew he loved me and I always loved him back. And now, things are better, blah, blah, blah. And then I could ask another question. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting deposits. I'm also emotionally invested, just a little bit, bits and pieces here and there. That's going to develop trust because you are showing signs of vulnerability to her. You know what I'm saying? Not confiding in her, not getting emotional with her, just being vulnerable. All being vulnerable means is that, you letting her know some truths. You know what I'm saying? Because she being vulnerable to you, you give her a little bit of that vulnerability back. As the conversation goes on, all you have to know how to do is actively listen. You understand me? Not only does the active listening help you advance the conversation to deeper and deeper depths, and she knows when you're actively listening, and that will help build trust as well, where she will be willing to step farther out of that comfort zone and tell you some things. But if you actively listen, you will hear certain things that will tell a lot about her. You understand me? So a common thing a lot of guys talk about is, let's say, like daddy issues. Let's say she hates her father, for whatever reason. Let's say she hates her father. That's something to note, because oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes, how a girl grew up and how she views her father and feels about her father, that will have an effect on how she treats men in the future. You know what I'm saying? So if, say her dad was never there and she just really don't like that man, that's going to affect her respect level and how she views men in the future. So, you're aware of that. We're not going to say, what you do with that information. That's up to you and that's up to me. But you at least know that that's something that matters. You understand me? And that's just one example. But yeah, being an active listener is beneficial for you and it's beneficial for her. You feel me? And like I said, with that no judgment attitude, you have to at least pretend that you've heard it all, even if you haven't. I've grown up in places where I've seen and heard, so many different things. And I've heard so many, really deep, for lack of better words, wild things from women, from conversations, that I'm not surprised by anything a woman says to me. You understand me? So I'm not going, whoa, when she say something that might be a little, unconventional, I'm chilling, I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. That's all I'm doing. Cause no one wants to be judged, especially women. Women do not want to be judged. You know what I'm saying? As soon as she sees that you judging her, she will either change who she's, displaying herself as if she likes you, or if she kind of feeling you and kind of not, she'll just put her guard back up and go back to vanilla conversation. You understand me? And so that's really all it is. And one last thing, an important thing is being able to read her body language and read her eyes. You know what I'm saying? Read her eyes. You are looking into her eyes throughout this whole conversation. And depending on where you grew up, who you grew up around, if you grew up in the inner city, in the hood, then knowing how to read people through the eyes and through the body is something that you probably already know how to do, at least on a basic level, because it's something that you had to do. to be straight outside, you know what I'm saying? To be safe, for lack of better words. So if that wasn't your situation and you have no idea how to do it, I don't know how to teach it, and I'm not gonna try, because that'd be irresponsible of me. It's just something that I had to learn how to do. You could look it up somewhere else, but knowing how to read things from the eyes and the body language. So body language examples will be this. Say y'all sitting in a booth or something, when you really want to be sitting, next to the woman that you're talking to. But let's say y'all just sitting across from each other. If her arms are constantly folded, you know what I'm saying? Let's say y'all go to Starbucks, y'all get coffees. If she has that coffee sitting in front of her body and she got, her hands all wrapped around the coffee and whatnot, like in a barrier type of sense. You understand what I'm saying? Or if she's leaning back the whole time in a conversation, you should be leaning back. She should be leaning in, because she should be the one putting forth a lot of the conversation, putting forth a lot of the energy in the interaction. So if she leaning back the whole time, or she got barriers up like her arms, or if you watching her eyes and she constantly looking around, peeking through windows and looking at exits, those are signs that she is not really feeling you. If she feeling you, she'll be nice and open. She'll be leaning in. She'll be, having laser eye focus with your eye contact. You know what I'm saying? You'll feel it. You understand me? And being able to read through eyes is a gift in this aspect, because sometimes if you could read their eyes, you can tell them something about themselves that they might not even have realized about themselves before you said it. You know what I'm saying? There's been multiple occasions where I'm out with a chick on a link up, and I'm looking her in her eyes. Let's say she just got finished with some long drawn out answer to a question, and then I don't say nothing back. I'm just looking her in her eyes, in her left eye. If you know, you know. Might talk about that later. Probably won't. But, really looking her in her left eyes, looking her in both eyes, but really that left one, and just sitting there, and just looking at her, not staring at her, but I'm just, I'm leaning back and I'm just looking at her, you know what I'm saying? And eventually she gonna ask, what you looking at? Why you looking so hard? You know what I'm saying? And if she feeling you, she'll maintain that eye contact for a long time before she even question why you doing it. And when she asks why, it's not gonna be like, why you looking at me? It's gonna be, what you staring at? Why you looking at me so hard? And you just say, I'm taking note, I'm getting to know you. And she gonna say something like, how you figuring something out through my eyes? How you getting to know me through my eyes? You just looking at me. And then you say, I could read through you. You know what I'm saying? I could read through your eyes. The eyes speak a lot. You know what I'm saying? And then, she gonna ask, what do you see? What do you see? What do you know? And then there's been multiple occasions where I can tell a chick, how she feeling. Or I could tell her to do something, like oftentimes them conversations where we get deep, it's out of their comfort zone, like I said before. And so it can give them a little bit of angst, you know what I'm saying? Not making them nervous, not making them, giving them anxiety, not making them fearful, but just, they not used to stepping into that territory with people. So they could give them a little bit of anxiousness, a little bit of uptightness. You can see it in their eyes. You could just tell them, it's cool to calm down. You could relax. And she gonna be like, what you mean? What you mean? And then, all you gotta say is, I could see in your eyes, you a little tense, it's cool to relax, just rest your shoulders, take a deep breath, you know what I'm saying? And then the fact that you saw that in them when they didn't even recognize it in themselves, they might have felt it, but they didn't recognize it in themselves. They're gonna be like, wow, how did he know how I was feeling without me even saying anything? You know what I'm saying? And that's just gonna look sweet, bro. Like, she just gonna like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows experience. It shows that you know something. It shows that you can teach her things about herself that she won't even see in herself. You understand me? So I'm gonna end the video here because we pretty much at 20 minutes, man. Having deep, intellectual, introspective conversations with women are not only important for you or important for me, but it's important for the woman. Because for me, right, I'm out with this woman to see if she's worth my time. You understand me? To get to know who she is, to see if I want to take further steps. You understand me? So I'm listening, trying to figure out who she is, learning who she is as a person, how she is, what she is, why she is. You feel me? And it's also beneficial for the woman because a lot of women are not used to having deep, introspective, intellectual conversations with people in general, especially other guys. And so when she sees that in you, that you can handle deep conversations, that you can lead a deep conversation, that you can guide her through a deep conversation and have no judgment. You know, you show her that you someone that can be trusted with heavy information. You someone she can seek counseling. You understand me? Those are heavy signs of masculinity, that you are solid as a man. And that's what's building interest. Interest, not attraction, but interest. And then when she has a high level of interest, especially emotional investment based interest, that makes everything better. You know what I'm saying? Sex, conversations, how she treats you. You understand me? Because she's gonna feel like she knows you because she let you into parts of her soul. So she's gonna treat you as if she's known you. You know what I'm saying? If you go to a date and have vanilla conversation, the conversation was boring, she's not gonna feel compelled to want to talk to you ever again. You understand me? But if you leave that impression, if you let her, or if you finesse it well enough to where she lets her guard down, she disarms herself, she takes that mask off, you know, to a degree, not all the way. Well, I don't know. If you cold enough, you could probably get her to take her mask off all the way. I don't know, but that's a skill. But you know, getting her comfortable, that's how you leave the impression. That's how you get the call back. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get the sex where, if you watch the Size Matter video, that's where you get the sex where, you know, her walls are doing the Watusi to mold itself around your penis because she's enthralled in you mentally. You understand me? She has an emotional connection to you. So when she's enthralled in you mentally and physically, you know, if she's highly attracted to you and she's highly, you know, wrapped around, you know, you as a person, you feel a void of her thoughts and her mind, she's going to love it, bro. So that's the topic for today, man. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Peace.